Welcome to our Irish forge. This structure comes from County Fermanagh originally in Northern Ireland, and the structure itself dates back to around 1830, but the time period we're talking about at this exhibit is more like the mid-18th century, but really a lot of the work that's done between 1730 and 1830 is not all that different. It's very similar. It's mainly going to be repairs for farm tools. So things that we have on the table here, like a spade or plow or hose, if any of those things get broken and they need to be fixed, generally you're going to bring those to your local blacksmith and they can repair them for you. Or if you have a custom order for a certain tool, they could do that. Or if you have horses or ponies that need to have shoes put on them, that's something that more rural blacksmiths are taking care of as well. But for our purposes here at the museum, this is a working blacksmith shop, so pretty much all of the ironwork that we use here, whether it's hardware for the houses or tools and things that we're using in our field work, pretty much all that is produced here, so we don't have to get that from somewhere else. And we make a wide range of things down here. Today I've been working on making some small S-hooks, but usually the larger ones that we have, like this one right here, you can use those for hanging pots and things over the fire. And these are a little bit more decorative because they have these little curly cues on the end, and they also have this nice little twist here in the middle. And oftentimes I do get asked about whether or not women would be blacksmithing in this time period, and the answer is yes. They're certainly not the majority, but a lot of times these are family businesses, so you have the master of the shop that's oftentimes a man, but if he's married, or if he has daughters, or if he has female apprentices, they're going to be involved in that trade as well, because you have to put food on the table, and really any able-bodied person, regardless of whether you're male or female, is going to be a part of that business. With this S-hook, or the beginning of the S-hook, is just drawing this piece of square material out to a point or a taper, and that's kind of the first step. And then what I will do next is put a little curly cue on the end and then actually make the first hook. Okay, so we have put both of our hooks on this, and in order to turn it into an S-hook, we will have to twist it, because right now it looks more like a C. So we've tapered both ends, we've put the curly cues on there. So what I'm going to do next is heat up the spine of this piece, make sure it's got a nice even heat throughout, and then I'm going to put it here in the vise and twist it so we will turn it into an S-hook. And I have to kind of bury it down here in my fire, that way it heats up relatively quickly. And hope that I don't lose it. That does happen sometimes. And sometimes with a small piece of material like that, you don't want to pump the bellows too much because you don't want to make it too hot and burn it. So sometimes it's a good idea to just sort of let it soak in that fire and get its heat that way. I think we're about ready. All right, so I'm going to take it out, put it here in the vise, clamp down with my tongs on top, and twist. And I'll check it from the top and make sure that it's nice and straight. So we have our S, and then we can just sort of let it sit on the floor and cool, but it's always more fun to put it in the water and cool it off. And there we have it.